Hi there, this is Lori from Lollipop Paper and Ink. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm doing a clean version video of Facebook Live that I did last week on our usual Wednesday morning Facebook Lives. And I'm just switching out just a little bit of a variation with the projects that I did do during that live. We used the Time of Giving bundle, and what my intent was to make 3 different holiday cards for 3 different holidays out of this one stamp set, out of this one bundle. And this was a great bundle to choose from because it does have so many dies, beautiful dies to choose from. A pumpkin die that we're going to be using today. There's a Christmas sleigh die here, ornaments, snowflakes. So we're going to use just a few of these, but I'm able to get 3 separate holidays. So we're going to do Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So let's get started. This is the first one that we'll do is Halloween. And this was really just, I just really didn't even use, I used the stamp set for the sentiment from this, but, whoops, sorry. But it, I didn't use one of the dies for this one. So what I did use is the tailor-made tags, and those all come in really handy, especially with these dies. You'll see later when we layer up something from the other 2 cards that we'll be doing. So for this one here, I'm going to use this side. This Halloween paper was from the Cute Halloween DSP, and it really is cute. And what I realized is that it has really good patterns, neutral patterns on the opposite side of the Halloween patterns. So definitely that was a good find, and I know that I can be able to use it long past Halloween. So I'm just layering this up now. I'll put this on our base. I'm using the pumpkin pie cardstock to coordinate with that DSP. And what I did was I just fussy cut one of those little pumpkins out from the DSP. All right, so now what I did here was I took the opposite side of this DSP, or these cute little ghosts and skeleton, and so I just needed some kind of a layer to have that sit on. So I'm using the Label Me Lovely punch. I'm going to crop that label right out of the pumpkin pie, and I can put that right on here. Then we're going to do some stamping, very little. We'll just do that little boo stamp. That's the boo sentiment that's right here. But that's what I do like about this set is it has really pretty images, not that many, but really pretty images, and short, simple, meaningful sentiments. And I'll just show you here this this stamp set, this image here with the 3 dies get cropped out with this die, and it does crop out 3 individual leaves. So that's always a good thing too. All right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of a just basic white and some Memento black ink, and I'm just going to put my little boo sentiment right here into the corner. And I'm not even sure if this paper is, this tag is very trimmed properly, but I don't think it matters. It's going to be, I just used a piece of scrap and put that on there. That's fine. So it doesn't have to be that accurate, because our little pumpkin head here is going to finish that up really nicely. So I'm going to take a little black twine from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and I'm just going to make a little bow here. just to give it a little softness. And we can trim that after. Okay, so let's take a few dimensionals. And actually, I don't even need dimensionals. I'm going to use my little foam adhesive sheets, and this should be big enough. And then we will use a dimensional just to pop that little cute little pumpkin right up on top. Okay, there we go. We can fuss with that later. And let's just get a little dimensional. And we'll get that guy up here. So simple and so cute. There you go. So that was our first project that we did during our live. Just a little Halloween project using this cute little DSP. So now let's move on to our Thanksgiving project, and that was now we're going to use the thankful sentiment, and I'm going to take out the pumpkin die, and I'll show you what I did with that. I'm using the Harvest, I believe it's the Harvest Meadow DSP here, and I'm going to mount it just right on the soft suede cardstock, and that will just give us a little bit of a base layer to work with. I'm also using the get that out of there, the cork specialty paper, which is beautiful, beautiful paper. And if you don't have it, it's hard to tell from the pictures, but it does, it's very thin, and it's only one-sided, but it's very thin. But it definitely has a texture to it, and it has a couple of, it's hard to see from here, but maybe sometimes with the light you can see a little bit of gold flecking in there also. So okay, I'm just going to take a strip. This is 1 1/4 inch by 5 1/4, I believe, and I'm just going to add this strip just for a little interest on the side. And you can, I don't know if you can tell, but it's very thin, so you do need to be a little gentle with it because it can tear. And let's just get that on there. Okay. All right, and then we can mount this onto our base before we do our stamping or our die cutting. Okay, so got that little glue dot there. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and I cropped out 2 of the tags from it's not the largest or the smallest, but it's sort of the middle sizes. And I cropped out 2 of the tags in Berry Vanilla. I'm going to take my soft suede, and I want to stamp off a little bit. So I think stamped off soft suede matches a little bit better with the cork. Although the, full strength would be fine. But what I'm going to do is take it, and I'm just going to put it up into the right-hand corner here, because I want to be able to, oh, and I didn't do it. I forgot to go off. But you can see how the difference is here. I think that matches a little bit better. This is pretty dark, but that's okay. We're going to leave it like that. If I was to do it again, I would stamp off first. Okay, so here I want to use the die, and I want to use the die out of the cork paper. So what I did was trimmed a little rectangle, and it's not exact, but I tried to go right to about the edge, just with a smidge over the edge on each side here. And I do want to die cut that. So I'm going to use my little mini, which I can do because it is so tiny. And let's get our plates here. 1, 2, And what I want to use also is the adhesive sheets, and especially with this because it is pretty thin, and then it was a little tricky getting the liquid glue to actually stay where I wanted it to. So what I'm going to do here, this is the tacky side down here. So I'm going to place my paper or cardstock, whatever you'd be using, and I'm just going to place it right there. That's the good side up, and then place my die over it. Now I don't want the die to get all sticky, so I'm just going to place that. Try to get it into the center, only because you are going to have a little border around the outside. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. All right, let's send this through our little baby cut and emboss machine. Okay, so when we lift this up, we can get the paper out. It's really stuck together. Okay, so you can see my plate comes out nice and clean. I can clean out all those little doodads in there. And then this, and because it is so thin, the cork, you do need to be a little careful pulling it off so that you don't stretch it to a point where you can't use it. All right, so I'm just going to put this right onto my Berry Vanilla tag that's already been die cut. And look how pretty that looks. Love that. Just love it. Okay, so now let's go back to our card. I'm just going to add a little bit of seal here. I still want my thankful to show. So let's just put that here. It's not going to go anywhere. And I just love this cork paper so much. It's so versatile and really looks organic. All right, so before we put this on here, which means we're almost done, I wanted to show you how I made, I wanted to make like a ribbon or twine or something for this, but I wanted to use the cork as an accent. So really all I did was take a really, really slim, tiny piece of the cork and made a little strip. And it is bendable. So what I'm going to do is try to make a knot without too much damage to the fibers in here. And that's it. Okay, you just need to be a little careful. And then what I'm going to do here is I just want to break down the fibers a little bit more after I've already made the knot, just to give this a little bit of movement here. And if you had a pen or a pencil or something like that, you might be able to get this curly Q ribbon even curlier. So, but I'll leave it like that for now. And then when I was, let's see if I have it. When I was checking out the dies and seeing how they all work together, which I always do when I get a new set with lots of dies. I had cropped out those that die that I had showed you with 3 leaves, and so I'm just going to take this one and I'm just going to add this right here just as a little accent. But first let's get this tag right onto the sentiment. This is the focal point. Okay. And then I can just use a little bit of seal for this guy here. There we go. Cute, huh? So quick and easy, and that that cork paper just is so nice, so good to work with, and I just love it. I love it. Love the texture. Okay, so for our last holiday, which would be Christmas, it's the third one, starting out. So let me move this stuff out of the way. And for this one, I'm using the, I'm going to use this die here, the one with the snowflakes. And this comes out really pretty too. So what I did here was I already went ahead and I embossed this front layer with the Evergreen Forest embossing folder. So we can get that on in just a second. So now let's go back to this embossing, this die. And what I did was I cropped, same thing like I did before. This one has just a little bit more of an edge around it. So I cropped out, I trimmed out 2 pieces. So this is 1 3/4 by 3 3/8. And this is the shimmery white paper. I kind of wanted to have it a little bit shiny, and it's really hard to tell from the video, but it is the shimmery white. It does give a little bit of shimmer. And what's going to happen is I'm going to add some, excuse me, some Wink of Stella. So here again, I'm taking the tacky side down and I'm adding the cardstock. Oh, nope, that's not the tacky side. This is the tacky side. Okay, and then my die goes right in front. So since this is just actually just cropping out a section of it, the whole piece isn't going to come out. We do want to try to make the make it as centered as we can on there, because it will have a little bit more of a border than the other one. All right, I'm sending this through. And here we go. So the same thing here. We have, that's my tape. I use Post-it note tape to just hold those dies down so they don't dance around as much as they want to. And then I just pull this off and my snowflake pattern is ready to go. So now I want to put this on here, but I do want to add my sentiment right to the center of that. So I want the, I don't want the sticky to, I don't want to stick it down yet. So I'm just going to put that back onto the liner paper, and I'm just going to stamp in the Merry sentiment from the set. And it's not, I don't want to go all the way down to the bottom, so I'm just giving myself a little bit of a margin here, and I'm winging it. Let's see if I can get that to be straight enough. Let's see. Okay, and now we can take the sticky guy down and just place that right over. And this one you could have used the your snail on the your seal on the corners, or your liquid glue. I kind of liked, I really like using that those adhesive sheets. I think that just takes all the guesswork out. So I see a little bit of something in there. Let me just get that out. Just didn't come all the way through. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's get this baby together. Again, this was embossed with the Evergreen Forest embossing folder. And because it's embossed, I'm going to make sure I have all of my edges down really nice and tight. Okay, and I'm just going to center this right on top. Adds nice texture to it. And then let's just put this on here, and that looks really pretty. Let's use another one of our of the foam sheets, and let's see what I do with those. I guess not. They're probably right in front of me. All right, let's just use dimensionals then. Okay, there you go. So you could add a little bit of wink of Stella, and then also, oh, here's my foam sheets, of course, and you can add those to just, and of course I would put a sheet of, a layer of basic white cardstock right in the middle there. So this just gives it a little bit extra shine to it. It already has some there. It's hard to see, but this just, and you can lay this on as thick as you want. All right, but I think if we add a few rhinestones, just clear rhinestones, we'll be good to go. And I'll put those right in the center there. And I do love these really simple and sweet sentiments. Okay, there we go. So we have our 3 holidays from our, where is my last one here? Here it is. So we have our 3 holidays from this one beautiful bundle. And easy peasy. Took us no time at all to get that all together. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you check out this Time of Giving bundle. It's really, I think, a sleeper in the catalog, because people just see the stamp set, but check it out and check out these gorgeous dies. It has these dies do embossing and actually die cutting. It's great. So I can't wait to get into that even further. All right, well, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you give it a try. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.